All right, guys, good morning. We are starting with our digital trifold today. And then after we do that, we're going to review for your selection test and your comprehension test. I don't think we're going to have time for our 5 things. However, you guys are still expected to do that. You do have a spelling and a vocabulary test tomorrow. Your grammar and your mechanics games are going to help you guys with your assessments. And then if you have not done your selfie writing, that is due. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and work on our digital trifold. This is your digital trifold. To find your digital trifold, you're going to go to classwork, scroll all the way down to ELA, and then look for the one that says Thursday at the end. Wonders ELA digital trifold Thursdays. We work on these on Thursdays. Once you find that, you're going to click it open, and then you're going to open up your slides. Some of you guys have different numbers of slides than me. But basically, you're going to look for the story that we read this week, which was Wild Weather. Wild Weather. I'm on slide 40. It's going to be like a green border. Yours might look a little different than mine. So I'm going to go ahead and help you guys get there right now. Everybody needs to open that up because there is no workbook. So everyone needs to be on it online. Perfect. Thank you, Eva, for being there. Thank you, Sierra, for being there. Thank you, Russell, for being there. Thank you, Maylee, for being there. Thank you, Danica, for being there. Awesome. Thank you, Eknor, for being there. We're on slide 40. So you're going to scroll all the way down using this. Yep, there you go. And then look for slide 40. All right. While you guys are all getting there, the next thing we are going to need is going to be our book so that we can use our story to help us look for certain answers. I'm going to be using my book. If you want to use yours as well, you're more than welcome to. We are on page 280. That's where Wild Weather is going to be. I'm going to click on read, click on Wild Weather, and then if you're using the online version, it takes you directly there. If you want to just look at my screen, that's totally fine too. All right, Wild Weather, expository text. Our essential question this week was, how does the weather affect us? Reading comprehension. What kind of damage can a tornado do? Give specific examples and page numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for tornadoes. So this is about thunderstorms. This is about lightnings. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to reread.
Tornadoes. Thunderstorms sometimes give birth to a string of tornadoes or twisters. Dark, twisting tornadoes reach downward from the storm. The winds in a tornado whirl hundreds of miles per hour. They can lift heavy trucks into the air. They can destroy houses by blowing away their roofs. On May 22, 2011, a tornado a mile wide ripped through the city of Joplin, Missouri. The huge tornado hurt many people. It destroyed buildings and damaged most of the city. Caption: the tornado damaged this house in Joplin, Missouri.
All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to our digital trifold and reread the question. What kind of damage can a tornado do? Give specific examples and page numbers. So they can destroy houses by blowing away their roofs. And that's on page 284. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. So I'm going to click on the blue box. I know it doesn't show you text, but if it's blue, you can start typing. So I'm going to start typing page. You see how when I clicked on it and then I started typing, it worked? Page 284. And then they can destroy houses by blowing away the roof. You can write more examples. This is the one I'm going to do. You guys can do more than one example. Yes, I will also put it in the chat for you guys so that you have it in the chat if you want to copy and paste it. If you're a fluent writer, I recommend adding more details, maybe giving more examples. It is in the chat. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to finish that. Okay, the next one says, describe the biggest type of storm. Use details from the story to help you find your answer. Give specific examples and page numbers. Ooh, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of rereading. So what is the biggest kind of storm? So let's see. A thunderstorm is a heavy rain shower. Lightning is a giant spark of electricity. Okay, so it doesn't say anything about the biggest kind of storm. Thunderstorms sometimes give birth to a string of tornadoes. Okay, let's keep going. Hurricanes are the biggest storms of all. Ooh, so it says it right here. Hurricanes.
Hurricanes are the biggest storms of all.
Okay, so that first sentence gave us our answer. So the biggest type of storm is a hurricane. Now we have to use details from the story to help you find your answer. So that's on page 286. So let's all write page 286. And then remember, I'm going to make mine bigger. You don't have to make yours bigger. The reason why I'm doing it is so you guys can see it. And then I'm going to write, it was hurricanes.
They hurt more people and destroy more buildings than all other kinds of storms put together.
Oh, okay. So describe the biggest type of storm. So it's hurricanes. They hurt the most people and buildings. Hurricanes hurt the most people. That's how we know it is the biggest type of storm. It says so on page 286, and they do hurt the most people. I just put it in the chat for you. Now, cause and effect. We've done this before. Whenever we think of the cause, I always say because. So for example, because I was hungry, the effect was I made myself a sandwich. Because you were not paying attention in class, the effect was you didn't do well on your test. Because it was 10:15, the effect was we logged back in for math. Because I woke up late, the effect was I was late for school. Because I had finished all my homework early, I was able to watch TV. Okay, so here's the because. Because a tornado warning has been given, what happens? What happens next? What is the effect? Because a tornado warning has been given, what happens? Let's go ahead and look. I remember tornadoes here, so let's reread it. And I remember the warnings. It says warnings here, so I'm going to reread this page.
Watches and warnings. An early warning on television, radio stations, and the internet helps to save lives. An early alert is called a tornado watch. A tornado warning means that a tornado has been seen. A tornado warning means that you should find shelter.
So because a tornado warning has been given, the effect is, what should you do? Can anyone unmute and tell me, what do you do? If you hear a tornado warning, that means a tornado has been seen. So what should you do? What is the effect?
You should You should find shelter.
Very good. You should find shelter. I'm just going to write find shelter. If you're a fluent writer, you're more than welcome to write you should find shelter. And that's going to be that final answer, find shelter. All right, the next one I believe is going to be different types of like grammar and mechanics and vocabulary strategies. Ready? All right, guys, if you need more time for this, I'll put this up on YouTube, and then you can pause the video and work on it. The answers are also in the chat. Okay, grammar, we're working on verbs. Have, has, and had. To complete each sentence, use those 3 words, okay? You guys can unmute and tell me, what do you guys think makes the most sense? Sometimes you have to look at it on, is it saying I, you, me, they? Is it more than one person? Is it just one person? Is the person me? Is the person you? Is the person them? So all of those are going to make a difference. So also another way to think about it is to read it out loud and listen to what makes sense, okay? The giraffes have brown spots. The giraffes has brown spots. The giraffes had brown spots. Which one do you think makes the most sense? Very good. I would actually accept have or had. You could have done had too. Like if you're saying like, oh, you went to the zoo yesterday. What kind of spots did they have? Oh, the giraffes yesterday had brown spots. So you could say that, but yes, have to me would be the best answer. If this was a test, have would be the best answer. Okay, next one. Susie have a loose tooth. Susie has a loose tooth. Susie had a loose tooth. What do you think? Has, very good. I love how I see you guys typing in the chat. Has is correct. Susie has a loose tooth. It's just one person, which is why we use has. Giraffes is more than one, which is why we used have. Do you have a new backpack? Do you has a new backpack? Do you had a new backpack? Which one makes the most sense? Very good. We're using the word you. Very good. When we use the word you, we use the word have. Do you have another piece of paper? Do you have a new backpack? Do you have my pencil from yesterday? Do you have extra cheese I can put on my pizza? Okay, next one, I. So this one is I. I have a lot of homework last night. I has a lot of homework last night. I had a lot of homework last night. Very good. It happened last night. It means it happened in the past. Very good. Last one, and then we're going to move on to antonyms. She have a birthday party next week. She has a birthday party next week. She had a birthday party next week. It's next week. It's not the past. So very good. She has a birthday party next week. All right. The next one we're working on is vocabulary strategies, which are our antonyms. Write the words that mean the opposite. What is the opposite of day?
Night.
Night. What is the opposite of big?
Small.
Very good. What is the opposite of above?
Down.
Below or down. Down works too. What is the opposite of closed?
Open.
Wow, you guys are very good at this. What is the opposite of sad?
Happy.
And then what is the opposite of back?
Front.
Front. Good job. I'll write them in the chat for you guys. So for the grammar, the first one was have. Susie was has. Do you have a new backpack? I had a lot of homework last night. She has a birthday party next week. And then for vocabulary, it was day, or I'll just write the first one, night and day. Antonyms. We had night, small, low, open, happy, and front. All right, I put all the answers in the chat. If you're on YouTube, you can pause the video to get your work done. All right. What we're going to do now is we are going to now move on to your assessments for tomorrow. Okay. All right, let's start with our wild weather selection vocabulary. You guys can type it in the chat or unmute. Read each item below carefully, and then you're going to choose the correct answer. Okay, number 1, the word destroy means what? To look down upon, turn away from, break apart, or to speak up. If you destroy something, what are you doing?
Break it apart.
Very good. Break apart. C. Okay, number 2. Which word means keep from happening? Invent, create, prevent, or prepare?
Prevent.
Prevent. Very good. For example, to prevent you guys from getting COVID, your parents have asked you guys to learn from home or to wear a mask when you go out. Okay, or to prevent you guys from getting sick, you guys drink a lot of water and you keep your body very healthy. That's what it means to prevent. It's keeping from happening something. What does the word damage mean? What does the word damage mean?
Harm.
Very good. Harm. If you brought damage to something, you're harming it. Number 4, which word means notice of danger?
Warning.
Very good. If you notice danger coming, then that is a warning. That's a warning. Like the clouds, dark clouds in the sky is a warning that thunderstorms are coming. Number 5, the word dangerous means?
Not safe.
Not safe. Don't go outside today. It's not safe. It is dangerous. There's lots of thunderstorms. Number 6, the word harsh means?
Rough.
Rough. Very good. If something is harsh, harsh can mean a lot of things, but a lot of times when we think of like if you I don't know, if you scrape your knees on the blacktop when you're playing, it's rough. And so because it's so rough, the blacktop, it's harsh. And so when you fall, it scrapes your knee, and that's why you get hurt and why you start bleeding, because it's not a smooth surface, it's rough, it's harsh. Number 7, which word means changes in the air? Weather. Very good. You also know that because that is going to be your only vocabulary word. Okay, changes in the air is the weather. If it starts to get cold, we didn't do morning meeting. I'll ask you guys during your morning meeting, what is the weather like today? You could say it is sunny, it is cloudy. Those are changes. And then number 8, which word means an important happening?
Event.
An event. Very good. We did not do our morning meeting this morning, so let's go ahead and quickly do that, and then we'll move back to our assessments. All right, read the following questions carefully. You may look back at the selection to help find the answer to each question. What is the topic of wild weather? Is it A, storms cannot be prevented? B, early warnings help to save lives? C, there are several kinds of storms? Or D, changes in the air are called weather? Well, we learned about different types of storms, right? We learned about different kinds of storms. We learned about thunderstorms, hurricanes, tornadoes. So what is the topic of wild weather? Which one tells us the best? Go ahead and unmute, guys.
Storms.
Okay, so they're all about storms. Oh, I see Ava, Russell, and Maylee. You guys have the correct answer. C, there are several kinds of storms. The topic of wild weather is about the several different types of storms. Okay, number 2, Why is lightning dangerous? Remember, we learned that lightning is as small as your finger, but as hot, it could be as hot as the sun. So why is it dangerous?
Because it shocks you.
Okay, but we'll look at the answers. It is scary to look at. The thunder can be loud. The heat from lightning can start a fire, or a bolt of lightning can be up to 10 miles long.
H.
H, the heat from a lightning can start a fire because it is so hot. Yes, that's why they are dangerous. Number 3, where do hurricanes form?
In the ocean?
Very good. The ocean, but there's 2 ocean. Is it over warm ocean waters or over cool ocean waters?
Cold.
Not cold.
Warm.
Warm ocean waters. Let's see if we can find that answer again.
Hurricanes. Hurricanes are the biggest storms of all. They hurt more people and destroy more buildings than all other kinds of storms put together. Hurricanes happen during the summer and early fall. They form over warm ocean waters.
Ooh, what does it say? They form over warm ocean waters. They form over warm ocean waters. Everyone say that with me. Hurricanes form over warm ocean waters. All right, now what kind of storm occurs during the winter? What is a storm that occurs during the winter? Hurricanes happen during the summer. Which of these happen during the winter? Think of snow.
Blizzard.
A blizzard. Very good. A blizzard will happen during the winter.
Blizzard.
Blizzards. Hurricanes are warm weather storms. Blizzards are huge winter snowstorms.
Blizzards happen during the winter. Okay, last question before we move on to our comprehension test. All of the following are safety tips given in the selection except what? So let's look at the safety tips.
No one can. Someday, if you will be safer when the next storm strikes. Safety tips. Here are some storm safety tips for you and your family. Stay inside during strong storms. Keep a storm safety kit with bottled water and flashlights handy. Stay away from windows. Stay away from downed power lines.
Okay, so which one? All of the following are safety tips given in the selection except stay near windows, keep a storm safety kit handy, stay inside during strong storms, keep away from down power lines. Which one of those is not a safety tip?
Stay near windows.
Stay near windows. It tells us to stay away from windows. So A is not the right answer. So, A is the right answer because it is not a safety tip. Good job, guys. What we are going to do now is we're going to move on to our comprehension test. Now, for your comprehension test this week, just like last week, we are only going to read one story. We are only going to read one story. Because there's only one story, there are only 5 questions. So I want you guys to do your very best. I want you guys to take your time. I want you to reread this story. I expect all of you guys to reread this story tomorrow. Just because you remember the answers, just because we read it today, does not mean you should not read it tomorrow. Reading it over and over again, rereading while you're taking your test is going to help you do your very best on the test. All right, I'm going to read it for you guys. When it snows. Does it snow where you live? In many places, it snows every winter. White snowflakes fall from the sky and cover the land. What is snow? Like rain, snow starts as tiny water droplets in the clouds. If it is cold enough, the water droplets freeze. Tiny pieces of ice form and the small pieces of ice join together. Soon they make a snowflake. Snow falls from clouds. Like raindrops, snowflakes fall from when they get heavy enough. On the way down, they bump into each other. They stick together and grow bigger. Snow may fall straight down, but snowflakes are light. If it is windy, snow will fly all around. And if it is very windy, snow can whip around. Snow absorbs sound. When it snows, things get very quiet. Many people think the look and quiet of falling snow is beautiful. Snow fun. Snow can change everything you do. You may put on boots so snow does not get in your shoes. When you walk, you leave footprints. If it is warm enough, the snow melts just a little. It gets heavier and wetter. This makes it easy to press into shapes. Then you can make snowmen and snow forts. Snow is slippery. When it snows, you can go sledding. Right here, there's sledding. But you do not have to have a sled. A smooth, heavy plastic tray will work. Even cardboard from a box will work. Anything with a smooth bottom will slide down a hill. You may hike in the snow in snowshoes. If you live near tall hills or mountains, you may ski. It is easy to have fun in the snow. Snow walk. Snow can make some things harder. It is hard to walk in deep snow. It can be hard to see when it is snowing. Your parents need to drive slowly. Cars can slip and slide and sometimes get stuck in deep snow. A lot of snow can be dangerous. Heavy snow can break electric lines. Tree branches can break too. Flat roofs with lots of snow on top can fall in. It is important to clear away snow to stay safe. If snow starts to melt and then freezes again, it turns to ice. Then snow is even more slippery. People use shovels to scoop up snow on sidewalks. Loud snow plows clear the streets to make it safer to drive. Snow can be very fun. It can also make some things hard. Everything outside changes when it snows. This question has two parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. What is the main idea of the article? Let's go ahead and reread the first paragraph and this last paragraph. Usually in the introduction or the conclusion, it will remind you what the main idea is. Does it snow where you live? In many places, it snows every winter. White snowflakes fall from the sky and cover the land. Now let's read the conclusion. Snow can be very fun. It can also make some things hard. Everything outside changes when it snows. So let's read that last line again. Everything outside changes when it snows. So what is the main idea of the article? So a lot of things change. So there's a lot of different changes outside when it snows. Which of these answers gives you the best option? A, snow changes what we wear. B, snow can make some things harder. C, it is different outside when it snows. Or D, you must put on boots when it snows. What is the main idea? What is this article mostly about? It talks about all the different things that change outside when it snows. It talks, Kate, Russell, and Aaron, you need to be on task or you will lose a dojo point. C, very good, Ava. It is different outside when it snows. It looks very different outside when it snows. Thank you, Danica. Awesome, Maylee. Part B, which sentence from the article best states the main idea? Ooh, I think we read it already. Snow can be very fun. It can also make some things hard. Everything outside changes when it snows. Very good, Ava, Eva, and Nicholas D. Everything outside changes when it snows. All right, question number 2 is Antonyms. Remember we talked about antonyms? It is hard to walk in deep snow. Which word means the opposite of the word hard as it is used in the sentence? Now, hard can mean a lot of things. So you have to look at the way hard is used in the sentence. For example, you could say like, wow, that test was really hard. Or you could say, wow, that rock is hard. The rock is really hard. So don't throw it because you could hurt someone. So there's hard like a rock is hard, or there's hard like the test is hard. The opposite of a test being hard would be easy. The opposite of a rock being hard would be soft. So we know it's going to either be easy or soft. It's going to be easy or soft. Now, which way is it used? It is hard to walk in deep snow. Which one would you say? Is that hard like it's difficult, or is it hard like the opposite of soft?
Easy.
Easy. I heard someone say easy. Easy is correct. It is hard to walk in deep snow. It is hard. It's difficult. So what would be the opposite? It would be easier to walk on a sidewalk with no snow on it. So if you guys have ever tried to walk in snow, like if you guys have ever gone to the mountains, like if you went to the mountains when it was snowing, if you ever try to walk through the snow, it is very difficult. It's very hard. It's much easier to walk on the sidewalk outside of your house because there's no snow there. So it is easy, B. Number 3, complete each sentence based on the article. Draw a line from each box to the left of the correct box on the right. Okay, snowflakes fall from blank. You can ski in snow by the blank. Scoop up snow with a blank. What should go in the first one? We have the answers: mountains, shovels, and clouds. Snowflakes fall from where? Very good, Wells. Good job, Ava. Good job, Russell. Clouds. Okay, next one. You can ski in snow by the, very good, Joel's, Ava, mountains. And then the last one then, good job, Russell. Scoop up snow with shovels. Very good, Ava and Joel's. Shovels is the right answer. So snowflakes fall from clouds. You can ski in snow by the mountains. Scoop up snow with shovels. Very good. Last 2 questions. Read the sentence from the article. Heavy snow can break electric lines. Which word means the opposite of heavy? If something is heavy, it can break electric lines. So that means that if there's a lot of pressure, then it can break the electric line. So what would be the opposite of heavy? Very good, light. For example, you would say, I can't carry the table by myself. The table is very heavy, but I can carry the remote control by myself. The remote control is light. That is light. Okay, last question is going to have 2 answers. Okay, this is your last question for your test tomorrow. It has 2 answers. What are 2 reasons why it is important to clear snow away? What are 2 reasons why it is important to clear snow away? Can you guys look at those and tell me which do you think are the 2 best answers? Snow is slippery. It can be hard to see. Snow is hard to walk on. It will not melt on its own. It helps you make snowmen. Very good. Jewels, you are on top of it. I love how you're so awake right now. I appreciate that. All right. So, yes, the answers are the snow is slippery. Snow is slippery, so you can fall. So it's very important to clear that away so you don't fall. And then also, it is very hard to walk on. We just talked about that. It's very hard to walk on. So it's very important to clear it away so that we can get to places better and safer. So A and C. All right, guys, that was like the fastest we have ever gone through everything. You guys did an amazing job. So this is what we're going to do. We have about 10 minutes left in class. I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms and you guys are going to work on your 5 things. I know that it takes us a while to get through it all. So what we're going to be doing is you guys are actually going to work on your, you guys are going to start on your vocabulary. Okay, you're going to start on your vocabulary test. And then if we have time, we'll move on to your spelling. And then if you still have time, then you can do your grammar and mechanics. Okay. So we're going to start with your vocabulary test. Here's the link to your vocabulary test. Then you're going to take your spelling test or practice. I'm sorry, your practice test. And then if you guys have time in your breakout rooms, you can go to Connect Ed to do your grammar and mechanics. If not, you guys are going to do that. You're going to have to do that on your own. All right. All right. Oop.